Keepers nervous, strikers, they'll deliver. Crowd roars erupted, you can feel the quake. 80,000 voices.
Hello there, football fans. In this video, I talk about some Chelsea-related transfer news and some team news and updates, going into the Everton game tomorrow. So I'll just dive straight into it. First off, Chelsea have been linked to Huijsen, the Bournemouth defender, Bournemouth 19-year-old Spanish defender. I think he's shown fine promise this season, what he's done with Bournemouth. So kudos to him for his fine form. Kudos to the Bournemouth coach, Iraola, for how he's placed the player, placed the young defender in a position to succeed, playing him rightly in the right position for him to do well. Now, for me, while I accept that he is a good defender, he is, a very good defender. Chelsea already have defenders on their books, young defenders as well. So you're talking of your Cole, you're talking of your Anselmino, though he's still at a nursing injury, trying to gain fitness. Hopefully he should be fit and ready, come the end of the season. You have him already on your books. You have the likes of Tosa Darabayo on your books. You have the Strasbourg defender as a signed 19-year-old defender as well that has already been signed. So for me, I ask the question, why do you want to sign another 19-year-old defender? Do you want to just keep stockpiling defenders? And as well, you have Ishi Samuel Smith. He just signed a new contract. You have Josh Achiampong still there, just signed a new long-term contract. So for me, what is the point of signing another 19-year-old defender? If you are signing a 25-year-old, 26-year-old defender, with lots of experience that can help improve the quality of the defenders you already have, that can share the experience on the pitch, someone that they can look up to, in terms of leadership, that would have been a different thing altogether. But going to sign another young defender, for me, it just doesn't make any sense for me, in my opinion. And then there's the talk of Kenan Yildiz, the Turkish Juventus youngster that plays for the Turkish youngster that plays for Juventus. Very, very good player that have been linked. That Chelsea have started talks with him and his agents and have made contact with Juventus. Not yet sure how concrete those are, but I'll just give my opinions on that. For me, again, he is very good. He is skillful. He has high ceiling. He's got huge potential. He's been fairly decent for Juventus this season, especially, after the sacking of Thiago Motta and Igor Tudor becoming the coach of Juventus. But for me, this is the issue. That left wing position isn't really a position where you really need replacement. Well, like when you can get a defender coming, you can get options. You can go look for a left winger, to fill in that spot, no doubt. So I get that. I get the interest from that perspective, but it's not the area you really need to splash the cash, in my opinion. And again, he's another youngster that you're getting again, because no matter what you say, no matter how highly rated he is, if you indeed sign Kenan Yildiz, what would happen is it will be another player that you'll be bringing in that you need 2-3 years for him to acclimatize to English football, for him to start contributing to Chelsea, and that is the issue. One player that can right now contribute now, you don't have any excuse to say, oh, he's too young. You don't have any excuse to say he's inexperienced. You need someone that you can bring in that is ready to go. And for me, even more importantly, that is not a position that Chelsea really needs to strengthen. For me, the primary position right now is the striker's position, that number 9 position. And that is why Chelsea are not in the top 4 at this minute. That's why Chelsea are not in the top 4, because you don't have a striker to score goals. Chelsea haven't had a striker to convert all the chances that were created this season. Nicholas Jackson, we know how he's been. So for me, investing in signing another winger, 5 more centre backs, just doesn't make sense to me, especially when you just have one club in your a supposed multi-club network apart from Chelsea, and then you've not even filled your position of primary need, which is the striking position. So for me, it makes no sense. I know I want Victor Osimhen, but whatever striker you want to get a striker in the building first off. Then you can start spending money here, there, and the other. Because it would be a shame if Chelsea would miss out 4 times in a row on Champions League. Yes, I'm saying 4 times because the way it seems right now, it doesn't. I'm not quite filled with confidence that Chelsea will qualify for the Champions League. Yes, I want Chelsea to qualify for the Champions League, but I'm not quite convinced that the way they've played, they'll be able to qualify for the Champions League, and especially with the running, going into the end of the season, and when you compare with the running that other top 5 contenders have. I know you have to put Nottingham Forest towards the end, at the end of the season or the second to last game of the season, but who knows how many points he must have dropped at that point. So for me, I think maybe Europa League and then finishing top 4 next season. That's what you're thinking about. But to even finish top 4, you need to get a striker. Now, on more sort of team news and transfer-related news, Malo Gusto is out. I think he picked up a muscle strain, in the game versus Fulham. So I think he's out of this one. Nkunku is back in the team. Maresca left him out saying for what he called tactical or technical reasons, and he said he has been training well, so he's now back with the team. So fair dues. Let's have him there. Hopefully he can actually contribute on the pitch if he does come on the pitch tomorrow against Everton. And then Badger Shield, this is a funny one. I've never heard this before, but there you go. They said Badger Shield is reported to be, in the stay category, of all the Chelsea players, that he's one of them, that Blue Coat, clearly Capital, maybe working in concert with, Enzo Maresca have decided that it's an untouchable. You can't sell him. You just can't let that world class Badger Shield go. That pillar in the heart of the defense. You just can't let him go. Now, for me, I say, why? Why wouldn't you want to sell Badger Shield? And then you hear that Tusa Derabayo is the one that you have doubts about. Badger Shield has been shaky. Badger Shield hasn't been good. He hasn't been good. So I don't understand why they're trying to keep him. Or maybe let's just hope, fingers crossed, that it's one of those things where you're trying to garner interest. When you want to sell a player, you don't just go out to say, oh, I want to throw this player away, I want to sell him. And then people just know, okay, you want to let him go, and then they lowball you in terms of the price they offer. I just hope it's one of those things where you actually want to sell him, and then you say, oh no, we're keeping him, and then you get people coming to bid, maybe slightly more than they would have done if, the news had gone out that the player was to be sold, because I think he is just not good enough. He is one that should go, in my opinion. So at this point, I've come to the end of this video. I'd like you to, so I don't know what your thoughts or opinions on the various topics I have discussed today. Please like and subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you on yet another video. So stay well, stay blessed.